ऐ मसीहा नफस, ऐ महे दिल बरा, ऐ मसीहा नफस, ऐ महे दिल बरा, तख्त मेहदी के वारिस इमाम ज़मा, तख्त मेहदी के वारिस इमाम ज़मा.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Amma ba'du, fa'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Dear viewers, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. In our last episode, we discussed about the second stage of the preservation of the Holy Quran, and I narrated to us an account which happened during the time of Hazrat Abubakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when Musailama kadhaab raised an army of 100,000 soldiers against the Medina and against the Muslims, which Hazrat Abubakr sent 13,000 men to face him, but they suffered defeat in the first encounter. And to win this battle, Hazrat Abubakr sent 3,000 Ufas, those who memorized the Holy Quran, because of their level of faith. So when he sent these people, they won Musailama kadhaab and they killed him. But 500 of them died during this encounter. So Hazrat Umar went to Hazrat Abubakr Siddiq, telling him that if we keep losing those who memorize the Holy Quran, there would be a time when there won't be anybody that memorizes the Holy Quran again. So to safeguard the Holy Quran, then Hazrat Abubakr Siddiq and Hazrat Umar was able to convince Hazrat Abubakr Siddiq, and Hazrat Abubakar, he called on Hazrat Zaid bin Thaabit. Now, in the hadith or in the narration narrated by Imam Bukhari in Sahih al-Bukhari, Hazrat Zaid bin Thaabit, he narrated that Hazrat Abubakar Siddiq sent for me when the people of Yamaamah had been killed. So this battle with Musailama was called Battle of Yamaamah. So when they were killed, then Hazrat Abubakar called for Hazrat Zaid bin Thaabit. So he said, when I got to him, I found Hazrat Umar bin al-Khattab sitting with him. So Abu Bakr then said to me, Umar has come to me and said, casualties were heavy among the Qurra, that is among the reciters, among those who memorize the Holy Quran, on the day of the Battle of Yamaamah. And I am afraid that more heavy casualties may take place among the Qurra on the other battlefields, whereby a large part of the Holy Quran may be lost. Therefore, I suggest that you, Abu Bakr, that is, Abu Bakr was telling Hazrat Zaid what Hazrat Umar told him, that he advised him to order that the Quran be collected. So I said to Umar, how can you do something which Allah supposed to did not do? Umar said, by Allah, that is a good project. Umar kept on urging me to accept his proposal till Allah opened my chest for it, and I began to realize the good in the idea which Umar had realized. Then Hazrat Abubakar said to me, that is Hazrat Zaid bin Thaabit, he said that Hazrat Abubakar told him that you are a wise young man and we do not have any suspicion about you, and you used to write the divine inspiration for Allah's apostle. So you should search for the fragmentary script of the Holy Quran and collect it in one book. You should note that this Hazrat Zaid bin Thaabit, he was one of the scribes, and let's say the main scribe of Muhammad sallam. So he knew the Holy Quran by heart, he memorized the Holy Quran, and also he wrote most of the Holy Quran down. So due to this fact, he was the best person to be called for this assignment. So he said, when Hazrat Abubakar told him this, he said, by Allah, if they had ordered me to shift one of the mountains, it would not have been heavier for me than this 100 men to collect the Holy Quran. Then I said to Abu Bakr, how will you do something which Allah supposed to did not do? Abu Bakr replied, by Allah, it is a good project. Abu Bakr kept on urging me to accept this idea until Allah opened my chest for what he had opened the chest of Abu Bakr and Umar. In the first and second, or let's say in the third and second episode, we explained to us some of the names of the Holy Quran, and I told us that even from the word Quran itself, it is referring to a book. And also in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah said, Dalik al-Kitab, al-Kitab referring to a book. It means from the beginning of time, the Quran was meant to be compiled into a book form. So there is no problem. This is not a bid'ah, or this is not something that is against the divine command. It is already in the Holy Quran itself that Dalik al-Kitab la rayba fi. And I told us in the last episode that the reason why they didn't compile the Quran into a book during the time of Islam was that there was expectation of another revelation coming down to him. So it was after he died that they were able to compile the Quran down. So he said, as Zaid bin Thaabit said, I started looking for Quran. So those places that the Quran have been written down, then he compiled those things together, like the palm stalk, thin white stones from the scapula, the bone, the shoulder bone of camel, also on leather and some other places where the Quran was written down. So he compiled this thing together. And whenever he is compiling those things together, after compiling them together, those people who have memorized the Holy Quran, they also attested to these things, that this is very correct. Like Hazrat Zaid bin Thaabit himself, he was a memorizer of the Holy Quran. So many other Sahaba also, they confirmed that yes, this is the Holy Quran. So after completing the manuscript, that is completing the first copy of the Holy Quran, so it remained with Hazrat Abubakr Siddiq, that was the Khalifa, till he died. Then came to the time of Hazrat Umar, when Hazrat Umar became the second Khalifa after Hazrat Abubakr Siddiq. Then the Quran was with Hazrat Umar. Then when Hazrat Umar died, the Quran, that is the first manuscript copy of the Holy Quran, was then given to Hazrat Hafsa, the daughter of Hazrat Umar bin al-Khattab. Hazrat Hafsa was one of the wives of Muhammad when he was alive, so, and daughter of Hazrat Umar. So the Quran was given to Hazrat Hafsa. So this was the second stage of the preservation of the Holy Quran. Now let us review this. The Holy Quran, like those people, they knew the Holy Quran by heart already, and there were places which they have written the Quran down, which was dictated by Prophet Islam himself, and it was arranged himself by Prophet Islam himself. So after he died, his main secretary was still the same person that compiled it into a book form. And those who have memorized the Holy Quran among the Sahaba, among the Muslims, they also attested to it that yes, this is very correct, there is no error. Now tell me, is there any chance of interpolation here? There is no chance for any interpolation. And based on the fact, based on the promise from Allah that it would safeguard the Holy Quran, so we shouldn't think that there was any misconception or there was any interpolation in the compilation of the Holy Quran during the time of Hazrat Abubakr. So that was the second stage of the preservation of the Holy Quran. Inshallah, in the next episode, we are going to talk about the third stage of the preservation of the Holy Quran. And please don't forget to like, share. May Allah bless you as you do so. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.